Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be looking at a new game called Conquerors Blade. This game is currently free on the Steam market page. And what it is, it's simply, if you've ever played a Mountain Blade game, it's kind of like that, but it's free, so it's what you'd expect from a free version of a game like that, and it's massively multiplayer. It has role-playing, obviously, elements to it, but it basically takes the siege battles, the field battles, deathmatch battles, anything like that, and it just, you play with other people. You have still got the playing by yourself element. A lot of it is solo, and you even still have the open world map element. It's just not quite the same. But what happens in this game is you build up a band of troops for yourself. This can be literally anything. It's kind of set in a Renaissance-y kind of era. It's not in this world. It's in a completely made-up world, but you have your like very, very, very old-fashioned riflemen, but mainly like crossbowmen, archers, spearmen, pikemen, things like that. You have all these different types of units, and you take in 5 into every battle you go for, but you only ever lead one at a single time. So you can't lead more than one, but you still get about 30-40 men behind you, and you as a team of a huge group of other people have to work together, using each of your units and your characters that you've built up in order to protect either protecting a town or a city, or you're attacking it and you're assaulting it. You also have battles in the field. You also go on expeditions where you take on just AI with a team, or you can even just take on AI by yourself. So you have the player versus player versus AI, and it's great fun. It really is. So I've only played it a couple of times for the last couple of days now, but I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm not very far ahead, but I've unlocked the first few different types of units, and I'm having absolutely enormous amounts of fun with it. It's honestly so fun. It's absolutely great. But yeah, it's completely free. You just have to download it and come and play with me anytime you want. But I'll just show you a few clips of the game right now, and we'll get into those as well. So like I said, you have all the sorts of different types of battles you can do. I'll get into the open world bit nearer the end of the video. But to begin with, I'm just going to show you a few clips of during a siege. So we were on the defence, and we were manning the walls. As you can see, so like I said, with the time period, we have cannons. They mount cannons there and start shooting at the enemies. You can break down their siege towers, break down the siege engines, and then they have to wait a period of time before they can rebuild them. You can't take them out permanently. They do come back, but if you manage to take it out, you pretty much wipe their chances of sieging that point of the wall. But you have to really work with your team, really work together in order to defend certain points. It can get incredibly chaotic. It can get really, really, really hard. And you can just have hundreds and hundreds of troops all smashing together into one position, desperately trying to break through. And obviously with each different unit type that you have different formations with that. And as you can see, the units that I'm leading into battle, I've chosen pikemen as my first unit to try and defend the walls. And then what I can do with them is I can form a phalanx. What I've done there is I haven't put them on the siege tower that I'm attacking, so I'm using my character to try and tear down the enemies, try and boost a bit of defense, and I've put my phalanx guarding the central bit so that we can't be flanked. So if any enemies try to board the other side of the wall, they're going to be met by a spear wall and they're going to get instantly attacked. But what I will do in a moment is as we start getting pushed back a little bit and the enemy starts to push forward and start defeating our units and more of our leaders, I will use that phalanx to move into a charge. They'll drop their spears and charge straight through the enemy, cutting down many, many of them. But as you can see here as well, we've got one of our friends. They've got a shield wall formed up, so they're in a very defensive position. So the siege ladder has been dropped on the left hand side, so I'm going to get my men into position, trying to form a phalanx there and get ready. The AI does work really well in this game. They're very, very simple and easy to use. You only have a few keys to make most of your commands, but you can do so much with them. As your units move on and progress, you get more and different options of command, and obviously depending on your unit type, they have different abilities. So infantry are brilliant at charging, but they can also hold a firm shield wall, so they can take a lot of hits. Spearmen obviously very good at forming phalanxes and kind of creating an offensive wall for the enemies that they can't quite get past. Obviously very prone to archer fire, so best used in a defensive format where they've got a lot of protection. Now the enemy is definitely struggling to push through our defences. but they do make it through. So I feel like once I kind of went across and they boarded the other side, split up our units a lot more, they started to pour through, they started to get on top of the walls. One of our friends pushed down onto the bottom there, tried to push them back into the field. Big mistake to do that, because obviously you have all of them to deal with at that point. You want to use the defences as much as possible. But it really takes kind of like the siege element of, say, Mountain Blade. Siege is great fun, but it feels like it's over quite quickly, and it doesn't feel like it's, it doesn't really feel like it lasts. Whereas this, you have your siege elements, and it really do last. They go on forever, and you can find yourself fighting at choke point for about 10 minutes. You're just constantly trying to battle over this one position, hundreds and hundreds of men pouring through each side. You're just desperately trying to man defences. You can even put down artillery and other such things like that, but it's just great fun, and it's really volatile gameplay. It's constantly changing. But yeah, as they start to capture more positions, so the goal of the enemy team in this case is they're trying to capture A and B. And once they've captured both those positions, you get your final point, which is usually back at the keep. And it's kind of like a second fortification. Obviously, there's loads and loads of maps, so every single one of those fortresses is different. Some of them have more objective points for the enemy to capture before they can move on, and therefore the battles last longer. Some of the maps are absolutely incredible as well. They take some fortifications and siege layouts, and they just really play with them, make them really creative, and some of them are absolutely brilliant. I think there's one that is just a straight wall going across from two mountains, but it has like a square fort coming out of it. I'll see if I can get a clip. I don't think I have one. But it's like little things like that. The maps are just brilliant. They're really fun to play on, and every time it just feels like something different. And attacking as well. Attacking is absolutely great fun. You get to do so much with it as well. It is a lot harder to attack though, especially if the enemy knows what they're doing, has formed a good defense. It's very difficult, but again, it's great fun. And like I said, it's not all about the siege as well. That's just one element of the multiplayer aspect of this game. You have many other different aspects. You have obviously your field battles, you have your campaign battles, and it kind of works on seasons. So every season that comes out introduces new troops, and at the moment it's a Viking theme. So you've got these Viking troops that have been added, and it's like a Viking campaign as well. So you've got your missions on the side that you can do. You can either form a kingdom on the world map, and which, like I said, you can travel, you can build a party to come with you and explore the world map. Go wherever you want. You've got your farmsteads, your trading villages, your towns, and to unlock better units and to get better equipment, you need to go further afield and go to different towns all across the world. You've also got rebels that roam around and lots of different AI parties which you can go in and engage and attack. There's rebel camps, fortifications, all sorts of different things, and every now and then there'll be a territory war, which is where the huge clans of the world will just go to war with each other to try and take over each other's towns. And like I said, you can join the main factions as well, because I think there are AI owned factions, or you can set up your own, and you can join the bigger wars. And the map is absolutely enormous as well, like absolutely enormous. This is just one kingdom that I'm in. There are multiple kingdoms which can all go to war with each other as well. So there is so much to this game, it's ridiculous. The fact that it's free is just incredible. Obviously what comes with that is there's a lot of in-game purchases, but you really don't need them. I haven't felt at one point that I've needed it to get ahead. Obviously you can't just buy your way to, well, you can't even buy your way to better units straight away, but you can obviously speed up the process. But it's not really needed. It's just great fun to kind of grind it out, and yeah, I just have been enjoying it absolutely loads. There are loads of different game modes as well, so it's not just limited to field battles, siege battles. There's loads of different other types as well. Obviously, like I said, you've got your expeditions and other things that you can do, which is just against AI or other players. But otherwise, yeah, it's an absolutely great game, guys. And I'll try and get a few videos covering this, probably not too many. I'll just maybe show different types of battles, like the siege battles, the field battles, or any other things like that. But otherwise, if you guys want to download this, if you think this looks good, this looks like your cup of tea, make sure to come and join me on it, and we can all play together and have a great time. It'll be absolutely brilliant. We can even set up a clan, who knows, but it'll be great fun if you guys can join this. We can actually play something together, and that will be really fun. But if you like the look of it, yeah, give it a download. If you've got any questions about it, obviously I've only just started playing it, but I probably could answer a few of them for you. Otherwise, guys, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. If you've got any suggestions, comments, questions, anything like that, make sure to leave them down in the comments below. Alternatively, go ahead and message me on Discord. Otherwise, yeah, if you make sure you subscribe as well if you haven't already, just helps out the channel massively, and you can keep up to date with all the content that's going to be coming out, guys. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this, if you think it looks like your cup of tea, make sure to download it and come and join me. Just join me on Discord or drop a comment down below saying that you've installed it, downloaded it, whatever, and we'll get together and have a few games. We serve our order. It's just, yeah, it's a great, honestly, it's great fun, and if we can just, you know, build up a little group, it'll be great fun for us to play together, actually, and be able to do something and act more like a community and just kind of get in there and have a bit more fun. Otherwise, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's covered a little bit of the game. Like I said, I'll probably do a couple on this. Not too many though, because it can get very repetitive trying to film the same thing. Obviously, it's great fun to play. I'm not saying it in that sense, but it's just kind of, obviously every battle, every match is very, very different. So it's just, it'd be me putting a siege up, then a field battle, then a siege, then a field battle. Just kind of get a little bit more repetitive, but I'll do what I can. If you guys enjoy it anyway, I'll put up more, but I'll just do a couple, and I'll probably just keep playing it, to be honest, with you guys if you download it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I will see you in the next one, guys. Enjoy. Goodbye.